All right. So, as you heard from the MC, my name is Stitch. Yes, exactly like the blue color cartoon. Ohana means family. Yes, that guy. All right. Um, I have had the honor for the past few years to do something pretty cool for a living. And depending on who you are, you might think it's also cool, or you might think it's absolutely dumb. But instead of telling you about it, I'm just gonna show you a little bit. Three, two, one, yeah. All right, so that's a little bit. Um, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much. That's what I do for a living. Basically, I make weird noises with my mouth, and people are like, yeah, let's hand this guy some money, because that's pretty cool in certain countries. And yes, I've had the honor of representing Malaysia in multiple countries around the world, like China, Japan, Poland, France, America, our neighbor Singapore, and many more. And this journey was a pretty cool one because, like the MC said, I even went to GBB, the Grand Beatbox Battle, which is known as the Olympics of beatboxing. You have to be like top 8 in the world to qualify for this competition. I did it again last year for the second time. And as you can see, pretty big family. If you think that is big, wait till you see this one over here. And right, so I discovered beatboxing in 2017. I saw someone do it at my sister's school. I went back home. And back then, we didn't have many videos like how we do today. Back then, you have kids this small going, right? And we didn't have videos to teach us like how they do today. So I just went back home and I just went. And I realized I'm pretty good at this thing. So this is where my journey began. Well, this is where everyone thinks my journey began. Because truth be told, my journey didn't begin in 2017. It began in 2007 when I was 7 years old. And I had one pretty cool question. Well, I thought it was pretty cool. And the question was, can one person sing 2 to 5 notes at the same time on their own without any help? And you guys know what a note is. Like, la, that's one note. Everybody can do that, right? If you sing in a choir, 5 people sing 5 different notes and they create a harmony. I wanted to be able to do that on my own because I didn't like people a lot back then, right? So how could one person do that without any help or without any machine, without auto-tune? And that is where the journey began. And as a 7-year-old, I began experimenting with my voice a lot. And it was a fun experience for me, but for my parents, it was not. Because everywhere I went, all I did was, It was fun for me, but for my parents, it was so difficult because as a 7-year-old, you don't care. You just do whatever you want, and I did that everywhere. In the bathroom, living room, in the train, KLCC, I don't care, I just do only. And one day I found an answer. So this is a very important image. This man over here is 2H. He's a beatboxer from South Korea, and he too has been in the Grand Beatbox Battle. And he is what we consider to be the godfather of the polyphonic voice. Now, what is the polyphonic voice? I'll tell you right now. In fact, I'll show you right now. So, right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of 3 notes. No auto-tune on this mic, as you can see. And right over there, there's a minimum of which is pretty cool. And back then in beatboxing, it was not as advanced as it was today. Today we have a lot of sounds, but back then it was just a lot of drums, a lot of bass, and a lot of people did a lot of whistles as well. Stuff like this. So he was the first person to bring beatboxing into the scene. And when he did it, the whole crowd would go crazy because at that time it was something very uncommon. But for me, when I heard it, I was not impressed. Because I've been doing this since I was 7, right? But for everybody in that venue, it was the most craziest thing in the world. And then it hit me, I could do it. I just in my room, I was like, oh, I can do it too. You know? So I just started to do it. And I decided to bring it into beatboxing. But before I did that, I decided to see if I could actually control the voice. Because it's one thing to be able to do it, but it's another thing to be able to actually control it. So I decided to do some of my favorite hits. Easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Anywhere the wind blows doesn't really matter to me, to me. Isn't it lovely, all alone? I made a glass, my mind of stone. And maybe something a bit with different parts. I could have my Gucci on, Gucci on. I could have my Louis Vuitton. But even with nothing on, but I made you look, I made you look. And also maybe someone from back in the day. And here you're walking, would you tell us if you're okay? Not a sign of a criminal, didn't shock you, a crescendo any. And that's what I did for 1 year, just singing with this weird voice. Thank you. The cool thing about this voice is, with just one mouth, I can take on the jobs of 5 different people. And as you heard earlier, I could do the jobs of 2 people simultaneously. I can do the job of a lead singer, and I can do the job of a backup singer as well, which is pretty cool. So people want to hire me, I'm cheaper because I'm the work of 5 people, which is pretty cool. But then I decided, why not to bring it into beatboxing? And that's what I did. As you can see, I posted a video for the Grand Beatbox Battle, went super viral. I actually had a pretty cool nickname back when I had long hair, yes. They called me, wait for it, Brown Beatbox Jesus, yes. If you're wondering whether you can laugh at that, don't worry. I'm Christian. I thought it was super funny. It's one of my favorite nicknames they've ever given to me. And this is where the journey began to show fruit, because you had professional vocal coaches all around the world trying to figure out how in the world is this guy producing 3 to 5 voices at the same time without autotune. And these guys are professional coaches. They do this for a living. They study the voice just like me. I've had the honor of meeting them on online discussions to discuss how I do what I do, some even face-to-face in other countries. Unfortunately, they still can't do it, which is pretty cool. I'm still special. Yeah. But then, I just thought about it. This simple question is the reason why I have a career today. I was 7 years old when I thought about this question, and everybody told me that it was not possible. My vocal coach at the time told me that it was stupid. But when you're a kid, you don't listen to anybody, and I think that's the cool thing about it, is I just didn't care and I just did it. And now, 18 years in the making. It sounds pretty weird to say that because I'm only 25 years old. But I've been experimenting on my voice for the past 18 years. Sometimes in the most weirdest ways. Because beatboxing, we don't just sound cool. Sometimes we actually sound so weird. Like weird in a sense of, what happens if you take a cat and you combine it with a duck? Or what happens if that animal, I don't know, has a seizure or something? You know, we are very weird. But the thing about us beatboxers is that we don't care that we are weird. We just do it. You know, every day we discover new ways, new systems of the human body, new systems of the human speech that people thought was impossible years ago. This sound, this voice right over here, oh yeah. Fun fact, this voice, you make it by burping. Yeah, you know how when you burp after you eat or when you throw up after you get a really crazy hangover, you use the same muscle that you use. The same muscle that you use to throw up, to burp, you use it to do this voice, which is pretty weird, but nobody would think about it unless you're weird like me or any of my beatboxer friends. So today, I would like to show you what it sounds like when someone does nothing but experiment with his voice for the past 18 years. Did you know you could use your cough to make music? Last one. Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.